Top 10 cities in serious danger of bankruptcy. The average person in the U.S. is around $96,400 in debt. Now, if Americans would be charged by their hometowns and cities for the debt they have taken on in the name of their residents, a fairly big sum would be added to that tally. According to a new report by think tank Truth in Accounting, 50 out of the 75 largest cities in the country are currently running a deficit, in some cases a major one. In today's video, we will show you top 10 cities with highest debt in 2023. Keep watching to learn more. Let's start. Number 10, Fresno, California. Found almost smack dab in the middle of California. The city is one of the state's 5 most populous, with a current population of over 500,000 people. Whatever the reason, residents are struggling financially, and Fresno has a poverty rate that is double the national average. The median annual household income is less than 80% of the national annual median, a problem made worse by the city's high cost of living and higher than average housing prices. The larger portion of the population without degrees, roughly 79% of residents, don't have a bachelor's degree. Both Fresno and its residents seem to struggle with credit. The median credit score for residents is just 651, meaning a large portion of the population likely has a subprime credit score. Number 9, Hialeah, Florida. Located in southeast Florida, with a population of 235,626. For Hialeah, the economic decline came as the manufacturing and textile industries floundered. Underemployment is a big problem, particularly in Hialeah, where the median income is just $31,012, a little more than half the national median. Low wages mean high poverty rates. More than a quarter of Hialeah's residents live below the poverty line, an issue exacerbated by the higher than average cost of living in the city. Fewer than half of residents own a home. Median credit score is 657. In the city, a staggeringly low 69.1% of residents have a high school diploma, and only 13.2% of residents have a bachelor's degree or better. Number 8, Chicago, Illinois. You only need to look at the city's reported $40 billion debt, a combination of long-term debt and untenable entitlement obligations that creates a per capita debt burden just north of $45,000. On paper, Chicago's citizens are faring better than the city itself. The poverty rate is relatively low for this list, coming in at 20.6%, and the median annual household income of $52,497 is about $5,000 short of the national median. But residents still struggle with an inflated cost of living that's 23% higher than the national average, and less than 44% of residents own their own home. Median credit score of Chicago is 658. Number 7, Providence, Rhode Island. One of the oldest cities in the U.S. Similar to other cities on our list, however, Providence's economy declined alongside many industrial sectors. However, as the unemployment rate remains above the national average. Additionally, residents who do find a job often face underemployment and low wages, leading to a median income of $40,366, more than $17,000 below the national rate. The poverty level is also a sign of distress, leaving 28% of the city's residents below the poverty line. Only a third of the city's residents owning a home. Looking at specific numbers reveals the average home price in Providence is $451,509 compared with the national average of $347,000. Number 6, New York City, New York. As the most populous city in the U.S., New York per capita debt burden is the highest on the list. The city reportedly carries well over $170 billion in debt, including both long-term debt and entitlement obligations, which amounts to a per capita debt burden of more than $62,000. You will be shocked the differences are even more pronounced in the borough of Manhattan, where average housing costs were 524.6% of the national average, and home prices averaged $1.9 million. As the result, the homeownership rate is only 32%, and many who work in the city can't actually afford to live within it. The median credit score of this city is 716. Number 5. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The city of Philadelphia, still a bustling metropolis, Philadelphia has been consistently ranked as one of the poorest cities in the nation, and the city's unemployment rate has remained well above the national average. When you look beyond the residents themselves, the city doesn't seem to be much better at budgeting than its citizens. Philadelphia's debt burden is reported to be over $16 billion, with a taxpayer burden of more than $30,000 per capita. Philadelphia residents don't have the best credit, and the median score for the city's residents is 642. While not a subprime score, the cost of living is 17% higher than the U.S. average, and the median housing price is over $150,000, with only around half of residents owning homes. Number 4. Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson is the capital city of Mississippi. But Jackson's own credit rating isn't exactly stellar, either. Its average Moody's rating is a poor Ba3, meaning you face some risk by investing in the city's bonds. And the city's budget could use some work, as it has a per capita debt burden of just under $2,000. Limited jobs and a distressed economy have meant a consistent immigration from the city. From a population of nearly 200,000 in 1990, the city now counts just 166,965 residents, a decrease of more than 25%. The median consumer credit score is 590, which indicated bad credit on most scales. Number 3. Detroit, Michigan. Located on the Detroit River, Detroit is a port city perhaps best known as the center of American automobile manufacturing. As purchasing and manufacturing alike moved abroad, however, Detroit's economy declined. As jobs left the city, so too did the workers, and Detroit's population has decreased steadily since the mid-20th century. Since 1990 alone, Detroit's population has dropped by 34%, decreasing from over 1 million to less than 675,000. Detroit has a per capita debt burden of $8,000, a figure that is likely to increase as it struggles to right its economy. Less than half of residents own their own home. The median credit score in the city is the lowest on our list at 552. A bad credit score that would make obtaining a mortgage all but impossible. Number 2. Cleveland, Ohio. Built on the shores of Lake Erie, Cleveland has the second highest poverty rate of all the cities on our list, with 35% of the city's population living below the poverty line. Cleveland's unemployment rate is the highest on our list at 6.4%. Residents in Cleveland aren't doing so great in the credit department, either, likely due to their other financial stresses. The median credit score is just 619, which indicates borderline bad credit. The city government is doing better with credit with an average Moody's credit rating of A1, but it still has a per capita debt burden of $5,700. Number 1. Newark, New Jersey. The combination of low wages, high employment, and limited education seems to have made a perfect storm of financial issues for Newark residents, leading to a median credit score of 574, the second lowest score on our list, and well into the subprime range. And the city itself isn't doing much better. The average Moody's rating for a Newark municipal bond is a poor Ba3. What's more, the city is carrying a substantial amount of long-term outstanding debt, to the tune of a $2,229 per capita debt burden on its residents. As the cost of living in the city is a whopping 22% higher than the national average, with a homeownership rate of just 20.9%. Only 13.8% have a bachelor's degree or higher. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.